morning, gorgeous ones. I'm already dressed for outside. I'm about to go for another swim. Again, this glorious weather is making me happy. One of the things I want to talk about today, it's come up on another friend's Instagram page. He is a guy very well known in the low carb world, very well known. And the post was a few days old, and it's talking, there's an article suggesting that doctors shouldn't use the word obese when talking to their patients about their health because it makes them feel bad and they're offended. And in the comments following this, there is so much vitriol, and it made me sick. Now, the problem with the word obese, it's technically a medical term, but it's been weaponized. So it is no longer a medical term. It is no longer like hypertensive. Hypertensive, nobody uses hypertension as a weapon. No one says to them, oh, you're just so lazy and hypertensive. But people use obese and obesity as a weapon to make someone feel bad. And that's the problem with it. And that's the reason why we can't use it or need to be mindful in the way that we use it, because it has been weaponized. Many medical terms have been weaponized. Now, here's something that's unusual. Senile. Senile technically just means elderly. Good morning, Nicole. But people use it as a weapon. Oh, they're so senile. Okay? People use medical jargon as weapons, and therefore you can't then just say, well, it's a medical term and people should stop being so sensitive. It doesn't work like that. So navigating, and this is the thing, navigating the world of weight loss, if you like, can be tricky, because if you are purely focused on just weight loss as a goal and not looking at the other aspects of health, then the program just plays into all the insecurities that women in particular have endured in their whole lives about their body. Your body is not on display. It is not an ornament. It is not up for other people to be commenting on. It is a vehicle to carry you around. Now, for many, many reasons, which you know that we know, sometimes people's bodies are not in their optimal peak condition, okay? And it's not just that people eat too much and they're lazy. I cannot emphasize that enough, and it shits me to tears when people make that implication that people just need to, eat what I eat and do what I do and you look like I do. So wrong, so wrong. So what you know that we are passionate about is that reclaiming your health, it's not something you can do in a 4-week program or a 2-week meal plan. It takes ages, and I know that's probably a bit unpopular, and it never stops, and that's the really hard bit. It never stops. You are always maintaining. And just like a garden, you plant a garden, you water the garden. If you don't look after the garden, it eventually goes to rack and ruin. It is exactly the same with our body, and sometimes that feels hard, and that's okay, because what happens is that rather than just letting it go all the way, rather than waiting till your garden is just an incredible jungle that needs, years and years of work, we talk about keeping it maintained, keeping it pruned, noticing that sometimes you'll go away for a week and the weeds will grow and you have to come back and just get back on top before they go cray-cray. It's all done. You cannot hate yourself thin. You cannot berate yourself well. And shaming somebody for being in a bigger body is the most damaging thing that someone can do. They do it thinking that they'll be helpful, that they'll hold them accountable, but it doesn't work. If it worked, we'd all be bloody thin. I need a gardener too. I have a gardener, Winnie. I have a gardener, and I love it, and I need to do. And I have a big garden, just as a side note. So that's my little rant for today. I am sick to death of people judging, critiquing, and just criticizing other people. Everyone is doing their best. They really are. We don't know the backstory. We need to understand, to help somebody, don't just tell them what to do. That's unhelpful. Okay, it's really about the unpacking of all the things that go with it. Anyway, I've ranted on enough. I've ranted on, oh, you're gorgeous, Winnie. I have. But I guess that's my little message for today. I was thinking about it as I was getting dressed this morning. I really, really hate it when people say, well, we should be allowed to use the word obese. It's a medical term. Yes, it is, and it's been weaponized, and that's the problem. That's it. That's my rant over. Have a wonderful, wonderful day today, darlings, no matter what you're doing. Today, I'm just going to add a little bit. Today is a day that is difficult, again, to navigate. There are people who are incredibly hurt by Australia Day, okay, our First Nations people. There are people who bond together as part of unity on Australia Day. Navigating that is a tricky time. It really is. I hope that whatever you do today, you do it with kindness and compassion. Bye, lovelies.